Welcome back to Let's Play the Black Crystal. I'm the Almighty Bob, and that sound you hear is my soul quietly weeping in a corner. We're getting started with map number 5, the Temple of the Fire Demon. But before we do that, we have to find the 6th ring. Now according to the escape kit, that ring is hidden somewhere on the overworld map. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, great, now we gotta explore every single square on this map to find the ring. But if you take a look at the story at the beginning of the instruction booklet, it tells you that the wizard dropped his ring somewhere in the swamp. So that means we can narrow it down to just a quarter of the map, and save ourselves a little bit of pain and suffering. Now the one thing I've found in all my playthroughs of this game is that the ring is always on the exact same square. Unlike the forest rings, it doesn't randomize the location and drive you insane. Is that a better thing? Well, I guess so. It just ends our suffering a little bit sooner. Yeah, nothing says fun in games like monsters that just throw themselves on your sword. Fortunately, we only have to come back to the overworld map one more time in this game. And time for another coffee break as we move on to the Temple of the Fire Demon. Enjoy it while you can. This is about as good as the artwork in the game gets. Alright, let's get started. Now while the Wizard Gora blathers at us about how time's running out, let's reference the escape kit to see what needs to be done here. Now we have to go across a bridge over a bottomless pit, and then find our way through an invisible maze before we can get to the Fire Demon itself. The other thing it says is that we're going to be chased by dragons the entire way, only our physical and spiritual strength isn't going to get replenished until we make the whole way through. Map 5 is another one of those real-time action scenes. You're going to notice that the dragon gets to move a lot more than we do. That's because the dragon's movement routine gets a much higher priority in the CPU than the player's. So there are going to be times you hold down the keys or hammer it like crazy, the dragon gets to move 3 squares for every one you do. I chalk this up to the coders being 45-year-old virgins that beat off every night to National Geographic. The thing about this map that really pisses me off is the start and end squares are randomized every single time you enter a scene. So when you die and come back, both the square you enter on and the square you have to get to leave are going to completely change. So if you've ever wondered why nobody's ever beaten this game, this is a good lead on it. And now we come to the invisible maze. Just like the bridge, we got to get from one side to the other with completely random exit squares. It says in the escape kit that you can use your visibility spell in this maze. Why you would want to is completely beyond me, because it's even more useless here than it was in the Castle of Shadows. Again, it only reveals the squares directly around you, but it takes up both purity and spiritual power. Since you don't get that stuff replenished until the very end, there you go. Now there's literally no skill or strategy needed to beat this entire map. It all comes down to shit-ass luck. In fact, there are a number of things in life that require less luck than map number 5. For instance, winning at roulette, getting the trifecta at the Belmont Stakes, beating Kobe Bryant at a game of horse, meeting Angie Everhart in a dive strip club 5 blocks from your house, being anointed pope, discovering a formula for immortality, having a race of aliens land in your backyard, take over the entire world, and then naming you as the ruler and being your benevolent slaves. Now you'll notice that when you kill one of the dragons, it does reveal the squares of the maze around you. It's still incredibly useless because all you have to do is touch one of those walls and it hides itself again. And then of course if one of the dragons chooses to show up and burn its way through the wall, it's going to hide again. Unfortunately, it doesn't burn an opening, it just walks right through it. I mean, I don't know how anyone at Master Tron thought someone would make it through this map. You have a better chance at living after catching a live mortar shell than you do of making it through this map without save states. And now finally, the big showdown with the Fire Demon. We get to use our weapons and spells from the overworld map to fight it off. It's like a real-time battle, only it's just all in text. Oh yeah, and did I mention that the sanctuary is right at the entrance to the temple? So if you die at any time, you gotta go back and start all the way from the beginning. Thank you very much, you idiots at Mastertronic. Just like every other combat scenario in this game, your shield's completely useless. Don't even bother looking for those keys. It's not like it lets you use the power drain spell either. It's just sword, lightning bolt, wash, rinse, and repeat. Of course, you spend more time hammering on the swerve key than anything else because it attacks more often and you need to get all your strength back to use your stuff. No. I'm not going through all that again. Okay, what the fuck? I mean, seriously, what the fuck? Did it just give me a one-hit kill on the fire demon? Can you think of anything else in your life that requires more shit-ass luck than this map right here? You could spend 20 minutes sword, lightning bolt, and nothing happens, and then you get one lucky line in the routine and your sword kills it instantly? What the hell are these people thinking? And what makes things even better is that Gore has become a lazy ass, and we get to go back to the realm of the Mastertronic text adventure. Yay, new spell! Not like I have any idea what it's for or when you can ever use it, but hey, I guess it's a consolation prize, right? Time to use the Ring of Time, go back to map 1, and hopefully end this long session of torture. This map has been brought to you by the Permasuck from Frobos Electric. We don't make things that suck, we make things that suck permanently. Thank you again for watching map 5, the Temple of the Fire Demon. I'm the Almighty Bob. I'll see you next time for the final map, map number 6, the Tower of Baroth. Have a good day.